Welcome back to the channel, all my fellow sim enthusiasts. Today in episode 7, we're going to attempt to unlock the skydiving specialization. Should give us different ways to earn some revenue, and I'm hoping opens up different parts of the map. Off camera, I ran some ferry missions to try to increase the total credits I have on hand with an eye towards starting a new company in the next couple episodes. Before I get started, I just wanted to say as a new channel, I'd like to thank all my new subscribers. I picked up several over the last week or so. And if you like today's episode, please leave a like. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Also, drop a comment on what you'd like to see in the future. I'm actually keeping a list. And as a small channel, I can respond a little bit more quickly to what people would like to see. Anyways, once again, thanks a lot. And without further ado, let's get started. All right, jumping over someplace in Spain with Anna to fuel her passion. Drop skydivers over the drop zone at the desired altitude. Finish as fast as possible. That's not what she said. Keep stable during jump, land smoothly, and drop with precision. All right, let's do it.
Let's give a round of applause to our two candidates for this jump. Treat them extra special, please. Let's go. All right, let's make this a jump to remember. I want to see smiles on those rock star faces when we're back here.
Lima Echo Alpha Papa Traffic Cessna Echo Charlie. Delta Oscar India is taxiing to runway 17.
TAWS system test. Okay.
All right, let's get going here.
Is everyone ready to go? Love it. So, important reminder. We're here to have fun, but your security is our priority, so listen to what I say at all times. Last check, buckle up, helmet, ice shield, altimeter. You confirm? Great.
All right, parking brake is set. Flight controls are checked. Flight instruments checked, no X's. Barrow is set. Standby instruments check. They are. Fuel quantity, that checks. Mixture's full rich. All right, fuel selector valve. Both tanks. Elevator trim. Let's get rid of that. Is set. Throttle 18 RPM and mag check time. All right, 1800 RPM. Check for the drop. Back to both. Check for the drop. Back to both. Flaps set. Transponder alt. And magnetos, engine indications, vacuum system, we checked. Amp meter, we checked that. Throttle. Comm frequency set. Nav frequency set. Transponder is done. Flaps are set. Strobes are on. And brakes off. Okay. We are ready to go. All right, let's get my track IR working. And let's get out of here.
Lima Echo Alpha Papa Traffic Cessna Echo Charlie. Delta Oscar India taking off runway 17 departure to the south.
All right. All right, so we do a couple things before we get started here. Go ahead and I'm going to pause that. And one other thing we can do is set an airspeed on climb out, and VX is 62, VY is 74. So remember, best rate and best angle. Let's kind of split the difference, and we'll go for around, I don't know, 70 or so. All right, and I think we are ready to go. All right, see if we can hold center line. 55 knots.
Hey Solo 7 ECDOI, I've uploaded relevant data onto your map. Quick update anyway. Your drop axis today is into the wind, heading 142 degrees true. Current on-site speed is 12 knots. Check your map regularly so you can adjust your flight. I'm keeping tabs and everything from my end. Time to soar now. See you in a few minutes, guys.
And flaps up. And so we can climb over.
All right, people, I'm your jump master. Everyone calls me TT. Few reminders.
TT.
We're high enough, guys. Unfasten your seatbelts. As I explained on the ground, you need to be able to jump if anything goes wrong. Green light is at 10,000 feet. We take the leap from the aircraft and free fall for 60 seconds before deploying the parachute.
All right, so we'll go up to 10,000 feet.
Can we grab a quick drink before we jump? You'll have to wait until we get back down now. It's just to make sure you focus on enjoying the jump and nothing else.
All right, so we'll just kind of pitch back a little bit for 70 knots. Get our altitude set here at 10,000. So, a little fun fact, I also have my skydiving license. And in jump number 2, right out that door right there, I broke my ankle in 6 spots. And actually, I didn't break it 6 spots. I shattered my ankle and got 6 screws and a plate put in there. So, good times. I ended up taking about 9 months before I could walk again. And the very first thing I did was to, you guessed it, go back and start skydiving. I have about 50 jumps or so, and I finally gave it up at that point. So that is my skydiving career. It was a lot of fun. I always sometimes think I'm
Your
going to go
first
back to
time
doing
in
it.
Castello de Ambris, guys? Good idea to book this jump with us. From here, Castello de Ambris is a real treat for the eyes. Would have been a shame missing this spot.
All right, we're still getting a pretty good rate of climb here, holding around, 72 knots or so, which is pretty close to VY. Remember, VX is the best angle. It'll get us the highest amount of altitude in the shortest horizontal space. And VY is just our best climb angle. So right around 70 knots should do it for us. And according to this, I'm well over there. Projected path.
Gonna be super cold, no? No, don't worry, it's not that chilly out there.
Yeah, around 10,000 feet. Doesn't get that cold. The highest I jumped out, I think about 14,500. And a lot of people will ask me what it's like to skydive. And the very first thing I say is it's loud. It's really, really loud. And if you would like to experience that, just stick your head out the window doing around 120 miles an hour and you'll get a sensation of what it's like. So the very first 1,000 feet, you drop in about 5 seconds, and then every 1,000 feet after that takes approximately 10 seconds per 1,000 feet. So that's how you kind of calculate your free fall. I would like to, the other thing people like to ask me too is if you get a sense of weightlessness, and you really don't. There's almost no 0G when you're jumping out of a plane, right? Because you're already at 1G.
I love that part, the anticipation, the adrenaline. Hope I remember to pull the cord. Don't worry, our gear comes with a safety device. Even if you forget to pull the cord, your reserve parachute will open.
So, as I was saying, you don't really get a sensation of free fall or weightlessness unless you're dropping out of like a hot air balloon or a helicopter that's hovering, right? Because you're already under kind of 1G, so you're just exiting the aircraft. So it's a lot of fun. Obviously, can be dangerous, though most skydivers die, believe it or not, with an open chute, right? They're turning into the ground too low. Occasionally hitting another skydiver, but that's kind of rare. But I'd like to pull high. I pull around 3,000 feet or so because I really actually enjoyed flying the parachute. It's an airfoil, so you could turn left, turn right, speed up, slow down, do whatever you'd like to do.
If you have anything to say. Shaking like a leaf.
Yeah, I really never got it. Probably the reason I stopped skydiving is I really never got over being super nervous. Once on my way to the airport, the entire time I'm like, why am I doing this? I should just turn back. I should go home. I'd feel the same kind of as I got to the airport. I'd be like, this is crazy. I don't know why I'm doing it. Even on the plane, I'd be like, oh, man, I hope this plane breaks down. And then the light would turn yellow, and then my mind would go blank, which is probably not surprising if you know me. And then as soon as the light turned green, I was out the door. Really didn't think about it, and just loved it. Just no sensation like their announcement. Really no sensation like
Solo 7, 2
finishing
minutes, green
a
light.
jump. So that is my skydiving career. All right, so even though we're not certified for IFR, I would say we in fact IFR. right, just starting to slow down a little bit, as I suspected. Don't want to be exiting out of the plane doing 100 knots.
Jump. Claim your prize, folks. Go.
Time to say goodbye, cowpoke. See you back at the ranch.
Solo 7 ECOI divers away. Legendary run, guys. Now, time for the debrief.
All right, autopilot off. Just gonna cut power here, nose over. Let's see if we can get down quick. All right, so we can cut off some of this flying. Sands. Little blue boxes are telling us that we're high, so we'll just keep coming down. Throttle's all the way out. So one mistake I see people make a little bit is they're afraid to go into that yellow zone right there. That is just the caution zone. We can fully operate inside there as long as it's not too turbulent, which it's not. So don't be afraid to get into the yellow if you need to. And in fact, some aircraft, like when I flew my Mooney, I almost always was flying around in the yellow. That is not a problem. All right, so what it's done here, if you're looking at that waypoint down on my CDI and my PFD, I had set up to conduct a visual approach to 17 using the Garmin 1000, which I think in the next episode, hopefully, I think we've unlocked the cargo transport mission. And so what I'd like to do is probably start using the GPS a little bit, or I'm sorry, the Garmin 1000 and the autopilot. Just a real quick tutorial on how you can use that to almost any airport that actually has a waypoint. You can get yourself set up on a nice visual approach, and it'll help you with your airspeed planning, all sorts of stuff. All right. All right, start bringing a little bit of power here. Speeds. right, so a couple of mistakes I made on this flight already. I can identify not understanding what waypoint I was going to, so I was using the nav function, just didn't work. And then, of course, then activating my approach, which you don't want to do in the middle of a jump. So, anyways. You know, part about flying is constantly debriefing. We do it all the time in the airlines, good or bad. And so on this flight, wasn't great on my management, but you just got to see warts and all how I do. All right, definitely a little bit wide. Kind of the general. You want to kind of get yourself as you're approaching downwind to beam, which we are. There's the runway. So look around. Start slowing up. Bring in my first notch of flaps. I'm a little bit slow. That's okay. But as we discovered, I don't really trust these blue boxes, so I'm going to stay beneath it. All right, so airspeed looks good. We'd like around 70 knots or so on base. Transition to flaps 2, or my second notch of flaps. Final here, so I don't want to descend too much. You already see I set my heading bug down there on the PFD, so to approximately what my final approach should be. So that's another reference point. All right, 65 knots. Weird. Looks like it has a spring off. Let's get rid of that.
500.
All
right, airspeed looks good. Ready to descent looks good.
Papa Traffic Cessna Echo Charlie. Delta Oscar India is on final runway 17 to land.
Last notch of flaps are in. Little slow, right? All right, let's cut power. Off center line a little bit.
You'll have to optimize your rotation. We're losing too much time.
Okay. Yep, definitely could have been a little more aggressive on the descent. Let's clean it up. Flaps up. Landing light off.
Lima Echo Alpha Papa Traffic Cessna Echo Charlie. Delta Oscar India is taxiing to parking.
A little panic there as I went to turn off the flight ribbons. Turned on my NVIDIA capture. That was awesome. Highly trained professional here, folks. Highly trained. There you go. Walk right in front of my prop. That'll work good for you. low speed handling sucks.
Not bad, Cap. Come see me, and I'll show you how to improve your game.
All right, let's see how we did. Well, I got dinged on the execution time. Wish there was some sort of timer. I had no idea how quickly you're supposed to get down. Actually, I cut a bunch of corners, so you think I would have been okay, but I'll work better on the next one. Yikes, I went backwards. That's kind of strange, even though I got a, what was that, A or B tier on that? All right. All right. Well, that's it. I'm not sure how many of those I'm going to do. They sure seem to take a long time, and the payout's not that great. I might try a couple more off camera, see if I can get any better. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this episode. For the next episode, we're going to once again do another unlock, which will be the Cargo Transport Light. In that episode, I'm also going to work with the G1000 for you guys, show you how to use it under VFR conditions, and so we can get ourselves set up on a nice visual approach if it allows me to in the mission. All right, guys, once again, I've had a lot of new subscribers in the last week or so. I really appreciate all your support. Once again, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care for now. Bye.